Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite lights, this RGB tube light from Ulanzi. So, like I said, this is probably one of my favorite lights that I've ever bought. It's cheap, first off. It's only like $24, and it does around the same thing as the Aperture MCs. Yes, the MCs are brighter and more powerful, and they've got Bluetooth and all that sort of thing. But if you're just looking for a simple light to use as a practical or an accent or a hair light, I think this light is probably going to be your best bet. See, you try to do one thing and the whole thing blows up in your face. Day. I am not going to go into specs about this light. There are other videos that go into more detail about exactly what this light has to offer. This video is more just kind of a quick synopsis of why I think this is an important light to have or something like this, and to kind of walk you through some of the practical uses for a light like this and why it's so helpful. So the first use that I really like these for are just as practical lights. You can hide these in lampshade light. If you take out the light bulb, probably unplug it for safety, this will stick right on there, and it works great as a controllable practical that you can dim up or down or however you need it. And you can use these as accent lights or a hair light. They are really nice because they're light and they have quarter 20s on each side. So you can have them wherever or behind you, giving you a little bit of detail behind maybe a product. I think these are great for product photography, or like I have this one here, just giving a little bit of purple accent. And they fit in small spaces. I think this size fits really well in small spaces. And because they're magnetic on multiple sides, you can fit them in places where you wouldn't necessarily be able to fit a Aperture MC, especially the newer ones that are a little bit bulkier, because they can magnetize to different things at different angles, which I think is a really cool feature. They do work as a fill light, which is nice. And because they're small, that can be a really quick solution to just getting a little bit of shadow detail back into the shot. And they do work well as an eye light. So because they have quarter 20, again, you can screw them onto your camera, or you can have it off screen and giving a little bit of detail in those eyes. So how bright is it really? Well, this light currently is at 15%. I can bump it up to 100, and obviously depending on which color it's on, it is a different intensity. Is purple is not as bright as maybe a lighter shade of blue or whatever. So they are decently bright. Like I said, I don't think they're as bright as the Aperture MCs. I've used those a couple times and I think those are brighter. But like I said, they're 90 bucks. These are 24. Kind of a no-brainer. So another question may be, how long do these last? On 100%, they last this much. I don't know what it is off the top of my head. And how long does it last on 1%? Quite a while, which is pretty impressive for a light this size at this price. But a few of the things that I think could be improved on this, or things that I don't necessarily care for as much. Firstly, because it's a tube light, it is pretty hard to point. Because it's kind of like already shining in like 180 degrees, it is hard to point. So it's kind of just, it's there and you use what you can from that. Another thing is that I've found that the charging indicator lights, when I'm charging this, have slowly started to become a little bit inaccurate. That may only be on one of these lights. The other one may be fine. I don't remember. Another one of my issues is that when this is at 1%, and it's cycling through colors, because it's at 1%, it's not using like the full power of all of its LED chips in it. So it's actually jumping to different colors as it goes. But as it gets brighter, all of the LEDs are on, mostly to some extent. So you get a much smoother color transition when you're at higher intensities. But that's really all I have to say about this light. Again, as soon as I bought this, I wanted a second one, which when that happens, it's a good purchase. I use it a lot. I use it for all sorts of stuff. It's super small, it's super handy. super practical, you know, like practical lights. And like I said, there are videos that go specifically into the details of this light. So if you want to know more, I can put a link for a couple down below. Also, if you're looking to purchase this light, I do have an affiliate link down below for them. So if you make a purchase through that link, I do get a small commission. So it's a great mutually beneficial thing for you to use those links. So that's about all I have to say. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell, because there will be more on the way like this, just talking about budget-friendly lights and film gear in general. Go ahead and like it. It does help the video and it helps the algorithm. And I will see you in the next one.